Hello, my name is Lila Pigliafiori. My maiden name was Baker. I'm Aboriginal through my mother's heritage, and I'm also Torres Strait Islander from my father's side, and my dad comes from Darnley Island. For me, on that day when I watched the apology, I don't think too much went through my mind, except that I thought it was really nice to hear that, you know, somebody with so much power could get up there and finally make an apology to all Aboriginal people of Australia. I was able to sort of reflect back and think about my grandmother and her brothers and her sisters. A lot of the history that we know today, or I know today as a young person, is just something that I've had to read in books or listen to my mother pass on to me as best she could. We know for a fact that, like, her mum and all her brothers and sisters, they were removed from under the Act. And I actually sat with Mum last night and I talked to her and I said, you know, what did that mean? Did that mean they could live like the white man? And she said to me, no, it just meant they had a little bit more freedom to move around. And Mum actually used to go with her grandmother and watch her go and report every day to the police station and give her thumbprint. It was just shocking. She had to record in a little book where she had to go and what she had to do that day. So if you call that freedom, no. So when I thought about the apology that day and I looked at it, I thought, you know, freedom is so limited, and it was limited to us as Aboriginal people. For me, it's very difficult to trace back my family line and to be accepted by a people where my grandparents had grown. They were born up around Burketown, and we can trace that back, but to be accepted is a very difficult thing. So you see, while we hear an apology from the Prime Minister, he's one man standing there giving an apology. I think within our own races and among our own people, we all need to start reconciling too, and getting together and accepting that I'll never ever know what my right was as a young girl or a woman with my people, because that was taken away from us. I mean, we can only move on from here and move forward, and you know, my journey is to let my children know and never feel shame, because the shame is not on us. We shouldn't be shamed to be Aboriginal. We need to let them know that the shame rests with the past governments and parliaments that removed a culture that we had that was so strong. And I think the saddest thing too is that we don't have a language. We've lost our language, and you know, I look at all these other cultures. You can see the Chinese and the Germans, and they have their language. We don't have one. It was taken away from us, so we will never ever know. For me, 12 months on, I think, well, has it changed, and is it going to change? And quite honestly, I'm not feeling too positive about the future. You know, it's important for us to take our stand, and while we may be a minority group in Australia today, we are still the landowners of this country.